This area's obviously been abandoned for quite some time.
See if she had anything.
No problem.
Sweet.
Wait for them! Ah! Disgusting insect! Keep hoarding that garbage, you're going to slow us down.
Excuse me.
Got armor at good rates if you're in the market.
I'll think about it. Hey, Lucas.
Best way to spend your caps is protecting your hide.
Uh-huh. I'll take a look, sure.
Focus on stopping.
Approach and identify yourself. Law of lighting set is commencing. Attack on hostile target.
Sturgis.
You willing to do some work? Do some work. It's a free country.
Sturgis.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Shouldn't we test it first?
I wish we could, but we've only got the one frequency code. There's no way to test it without actually jacking into the Institute signal. And as soon as we do that, as soon as the
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens. Just get on the platform. I'll do the rest. Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these... the work. Over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Oh, goddamn them. So many years stolen.
Who are you?
These bad people, they stole you from me.
Father, what's going on?
Those bastards, they took you from me.
What's going on? Father? Father!
What do you want me to do, Sean? What can I do?
I don't know you.
Damn it. Sean, open the door.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now!
I know. I know. You've gone to such lengths to find...
God. All we're missing are the teacups and the white rabbit.
Ah, levity. Excellent. A sure sign that you adapt quickly to stressful environments. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no but then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 6? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Hell of a story. But I guess it does make sense.
I'm glad you're willing to accept the truth. It's quite encouraging. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity, so they followed.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. The Institute endeavored. Plenty of that was available, of course. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111.
Sure.
I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that I am their father. Yeah,
Right. So you're in charge of the...
I
It doesn't matter what they think.
ultimately just what else?
So you're in charge of the Institute.
I am
It doesn't matter what they think.
ultimately the just what else can
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
I think I've heard enough for now.
Very well. The Institute is on.
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes. The Institute, you've been...
Things are pretty terrible up there.
I see. We...
Right.
Will you...
Sure. All right.
Thank you. The Institute, you want to... And finally...
Busted.
Visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust? Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective, and I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful. The best see me as little more than a glorified repairman. But I'm as much a scientist as any of them.
Excuse me, Doctor.
You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Real people doing real thinking and real work. That's the future I want.
No argument here.
Nice to meet someone who isn't obsessed with replacing people with machines. I've been saying for years that we're too... Maybe.
Right.
In any case, perhaps a fresh perspective will do some good around here.
Scanning
identity. Clearance confirmed.
Excuse me.
Reporting status. All functions normal.
Discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one.
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
When are you going to tell me about this mysterious phase?
But that supplement is no longer available.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do. Our new synths are so lifelike, I keep mistaking them for real people.
Doc.
Welcome. Welcome.
It'll take some time, but
I'm so... You should know. People on the surface have got it pretty bad. Makes me thankful for being down here.
It must make you proud to see all the progress, all that he has built.
If you're looking for my mom or dad, they're probably still working.
Well, hello.
What? I'm not even doing anything. Sometimes I hide my dad's work notes just to mess with him. It drives him crazy.
Welcome to the Institute, sir. That armor should serve you well in a firefight. Our armor is sturdy. Be careful wearing that. You might be mistaken for a Brotherhood of Steel soldier. Be on the lookout for unusual synth behavior. Always be vigilant. We have many enemies. Just a routine patrol, sir.
I wish Quentin would stop telling those stupid stories.
Hi there.
Sometimes Quentin is really mean to me, but my mom says I have to be nice anyway.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
I can't express how truly humbling it is
Thanks again.
to stand in your presence.
Our technology must seem pretty
We're all looking
advanced by
forward to
your
working with
standards.
you.
Hey, Doc.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. It'll be a load off Sean's mind. Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
Greetings. As the Institute's requisition vendor, I can provide supplies for your missions on the surface. How may I assist you today?
What can I requisition?
I have access to a modest selection of arms, armor, and other items approved for use in field missions.
Let's see what you got.
It's my responsibility to make sure this place runs.
Nothing to report, sir.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
What now?
They're dragging their feet on the targeting package upgrades I asked for.
Glad you made
Maybe
it.
I should take some courses with me. Send a message.
Carry on, sir.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
I know it'll be a
Hi,
difficult
Doc.
adjustment for
So,
you, but try to remember
Here
that
you are.
synths aren't
Justin
people.
Ao, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so It's only natural to take extra precautions, It's nothing personal, I assure you.
Now, Father has asked that our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are...
If the synths want to be free, you should let them.
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a Courser, we then, in those cases, all too well.
Like any machine, a synth can malfunction. Just wish it didn't happen so often.
Report anything suspicious to the SRB.
I swear I spend half my time smoothing the feathers that Justin ruffles. We need to be able to collaborate with the other divisions, and that's a lot harder when they're always angry at us.
Yeah, well, if you can't get along, it's gonna be hard to accomplish anything.
Yeah, even worse, we got a lot of smart guys with fragile egos. Anyway, we'll figure it out. It was good to meet you.
Operating at full capacity.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Rush work is sloppy at best and deadly at worst.
Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics, and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
That's amazing.
Oh, well, a lot of us do that. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father, and that it's an honor to meet you. I really hope you'll stay here with us. Well, that was productive.
This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive, but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Benet has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh.
Yes, I know who you are. We all do.
Well, it's
While I'm
almost
sure Father
too
is
good.
very happy that you're here,
The
I do hope it
responses
doesn't
map
interrupt our
almost
work.
identically to expectations. Some of the most lifelike I've seen. Of course.
That's insulting.
It's not. It's starting to have an
I'm
effect
sorry.
on
Not my intention.
memories I've been caught up
There's
in the
just
moment
quite a bit
last
going on right now, and your arrival has
second or
the
two,
potential to throw things off schedule.
not a real
Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute
If I were slightly
at
more
will.
arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
I'm good for now.
All right.
Scanning. Subject identified.
Time to examine my latest reports on batch 274. Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick.
Hi, Doc.
I wonder how the
Welcome.
Warwick family is
So
doing.
good to have you here.
Young
Dr.
Wally must
Clayton
be close to
Holden,
10 years old by
head of the
now.
bioscience
It's
tree.
remarkable that
I
any
can't
child
wait
can
for you to see
survive
the work
for
we're
so
doing
long up there, don't you
it's
think?
truly amazing.
I'll reserve judgment until I know more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. To that end, we've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything more exciting than fake gorillas.
Speaking only for myself, I find them fascinating. Of course, I might be a little biased. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is.
I'm not sure how well I'll fit in, but I'd like to give it a try.
Great. I was hoping you'd say that. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Take care, then.
Please resist any urge you might feel to eat the specimens in the hydroponic garden. Dr. Holdren's Synth Gorilla project is showing promising results. You willing to do some work?
I can't help right now. Sturgis.
You willing to do some work?
I'd be... Here's that holotape you gave me. Full of Institute data. I hope.
Well, all right. I'll start digging into this and see if I can make heads or tails of it.
So this was just a fishing expedition?
There wasn't any way to know ahead of time what might be on their network. So I just had that program set to grab everything it found. All the good stuff on here is going to be encrypted. So the first job is to see if I can crack it. After that, well, I'll have to see what I've got. There's no telling what we might have grabbed off their mainframe.
What do you want?
Dance?
Yes.
Your thoughts?
We should make good time when the weather's this clear.
Your thoughts?
If we want to win the people's hearts and minds, we have to spread the word of the Brotherhood. across the Commonwealth.
Your thoughts?
There's Brotherhood, then there's everything else. Nothing in between.
Your thoughts?
Call me old-fashioned, but there's nothing better than being boots on the ground.
How do you feel about us?
I haven't been able to make that evaluation yet. When I do, I'll let you know.
How do you feel about us?
I don't see how this is a relevant question right now.
That's all for now.
Not a problem.
Yeah?
If you can't... carry all of that equipment, give some of it to me.
One day, Sanctuary will be a vibrant community. I've seen it. advice. Don't double-cross a raider. They hold long grudges.
Yeah, that's good advice. Sounds like quite the adventure.
It was. Someday, I'll tell you all about it.
At least it's not raining.
I just want to trade a few things.
One of these houses would be a good place to set up some beds.
Can we trade a few things?
My old man taught me that duct tape could fix anything. I don't think he was talking about bullet holes.
Mama Murphy, can we talk?
I know what you're gonna ask, don't you? I've seen it. And there's nothing I can do for you.
But you have the sight. It has to be able to...
You can't talk to the dead, kid. Even the sight has limits. I'm sorry. Take care of yourself, dear. You'll find what you're looking for. I know it.